With like an hour to go before the NBA season starts, of course, here I am doing a video because there's got to be stuff there's got to be drama on the day that the regular season starts. So, as you can tell by the title, hey, Ben Simmons, DeAndre Ayton, hey, let's talk about it. Before we get into this video, I'd like to ask everybody to subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to hit 250 subscribers by the end of the year, so I'd very much appreciate it if y'all would do that for me. So, alright, hey, DeAndre Ayton's not getting paid right now, so I guess we're probably gonna have to wait till the end of the season. I'm not really sure what Robert Sarver thinks he's doing right now, but I just know he ain't paying Ayton. So I thought it was pretty clear that you were going to give him the max. Now, you can kind of throw up a debate on whether or not he deserves it. Obviously, is he Trae Young or Luka Doncic? No, but DeAndre Ayton's been really great. He's been a guy who's been improving every season since he's been in the league. Now, obviously, DeAndre Ayton might not have been the most polished guy, but he was overall, I think, the safest bet when it came to the 2018 draft. Myself, I knew nothing of Luka Doncic. All I knew was, Trae Young was up there. He could go anywhere 1 through 5. DeAndre Ayton's probably the safe bet. Marvin Bagley was probably going to be in that top 5. It's just like you kind of knew a few names, but you weren't. But Luka Doncic was just not a guy that you really knew. But nevertheless, you got to quit thinking about what you could have gotten and you got to look about what you got. And DeAndre Ayton, he had that great, huge Game 1 in the NBA Finals, man. Ayton's been contributed to all last year and was helping Phoenix during the run, all through the playoffs and into the finals. Now, there's a couple things I wish Ayton would change. Now, this isn't necessarily Ayton's fault, but he's not looked for in Phoenix's offense that often. He needs to, I don't know if he just needs to demand the ball. I don't know if Monty need to make sure that they're giving Ayton his touches, but Ayton's got some great touch around the rim. There are so many games, especially in this playoffs, playoffs, he would have like 10 or 12 points in the first quarter, and then he'd end the game with like 16. So he can really just be a great explosion as soon as the game starts. And if you keep feeding him, if he's got a hot hand, let him go get 20 in the first half. Let him dominate, especially if he's eating like that. Why not? So that's the only thing that frustrates me, but that's sometimes not even Ayton's fault. That's Phoenix as a whole, just their offense. So that's one thing I would like for Phoenix to change. Get him more involved, because then you would really see that he definitely deserves this max. But I'm super disappointed, only for the fact that I think Ayton's going to stay in Arizona. He's grown. I actually played against him once a few years ago, back when he played in what was the prep team that he played for? It's gonna kill me because I don't remember. But I played against him once, and he was pretty good. He was not as good as he is now, obviously, but he was still pretty good back then. But he deserves this. He's staying in Phoenix. His roots are in Phoenix. I would love for him to stay in Phoenix. I would hate to see Robert Sarver be the reason that DeAndre Ayton leaves. But I think DeAndre Ayton's going to get his money. I just think Phoenix is being, I don't know what Phoenix is doing, because they extended Landry Shamet. I was surprised about that. Mikal Bridges, 100%. I love it. I was so happy to see that they did that for Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges was the one person that I was kind of on the fence. I was like, are they going to offer it to him? I really hope they do. DeAndre Ayton, I thought was kind of the safe bet, but I guess it ended up being the other way around. But Landry Shamet was the big one that I was surprised that Phoenix was the one that extended him. They got him for a little under $11 million a year. It was 4 years, $43 million. So I know Ayton wasn't happy probably when he saw that. I hope Phoenix gets their stuff together and gives him the money fast so that he 100% stays in Phoenix. Rolling over to Ben Simmons, he gets kicked out of practice because he does not want to do some defensive drills. Now, you know what? Let's just make a long story short. I'd sit him. That's what I would do. If whoever needs to make the call, if it's the GM, if it's the owner, I don't care. They need to tell Ben Simmons, no, stay home, because I'm not going to let you disrupt the team. We got a great thing going, because that's still a playoff team even without Ben Simmons, but with Ben Simmons actually playing 100%, that team could make the Eastern Conference Finals if they worked it out, but that's not going to happen. Joel Embiid even said that, I don't really care about him anymore. The situation's just got out of hand. I don't care. I'm going to focus on, who's here. And that's exactly how I would be. Honestly, even if I was the 15th guy on the bench, I'd be calling Ben Simmons out for it's just dumb. He's acting like he's better than he is, and I don't know. I think he's ruining his, his perception across the league, because he's just acting like a spoiled kid at the end of the day. And yes, does he have some right to his feelings? Yes, he should be angry. I don't know if Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid exactly handled it the right way at the end of the playoffs last season. Obviously, last playoffs, but Ben Simmons also needed to be called out and said, you know what, bro? You did not play like a defensive player of the year candidate, like a top 20 player in the league. You're not playing like that. You need to get it together. The problem is Ben Simmons doesn't really want to hear that, and he just wants to be accepted no matter how he plays. Even if he plays bad, it's just like, hey man, that's just what it is. You should just let it go and let me be me. I guess as a basketball player, it kind of frustrates me, because I would want to improve myself and always make sure that I'm doing the most for my team, and Ben Simmons just doesn't seem to want to do that, or I don't know. The problem is I don't really know what goes on in Ben Simmons' head, so I can only speculate, but I don't know. He's got a lot of pride, but he doesn't really want to take the criticism, and I don't know. I don't know what you do with a player other than just if let's just translate. Let's say they were in high school. The coach is sitting that player. No matter how good that player is, the coach is sitting him, because you don't get to act that way if you're being called out. Sometimes you got to take it. Sometimes it's deserved. And in Ben Simmons' case, it's deserved. Maybe it wasn't handled greatly, but it was 100% deserved. So thanks for listening to me rant for a few minutes. It's definitely been a little bit more than a few minutes, but again, I appreciate it. I'd also appreciate if you guys would leave a like on the video. It would mean a lot to me, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.